What should we do with the money?
Save as much as you can.
This unemployment is probably the biggest blessing we have.
I think the journey is the same whether you're a foreigner or a local.
What insights can you share that can help Western investors seeking to invest in Kenya?
Welcome to the tea.
Hello, everyone.
Hola.
I'm Cassandra. I have a two-part question for both Mr. Solomon and Mr. Pius. First of all, thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. It's mind-blowing. Okay, my question is, in your opinion, what are the three opportunities in your fields that you think the average young Kenyan can jump on fast or ASAP, like the average? And also, like, or maybe you think you're sleeping on as young people in your fields. And secondly, what should we do with the money in our 20s and 30s? What do you think are the best investment options for a young person? Yeah.
Great. Wow. 2-3 biggest opportunities for young people. When you're looking for opportunities, always look for problems. Where there are problems, there are opportunities. Today, when I just look at the market, one common problem, everybody is trying to sell something. In fact, I was having this conversation with my friend Solo the other day. If you just look at real estate, how many people are trying to sell their real estate? They need money. They've got a lot of money locked in real estate, but the money in the bank, there's nothing. They are asset rich and cash poor. If I was young today, I would never be jobless because everybody needs someone to sell something. It's the easiest job to get, by the way. Selling is the easiest job to get because it doesn't add to the cost of the company. It adds to the revenues and the cost, so it kind of takes it out. It's also number one opportunity. Please sell wherever people are struggling to sell. Number two, unemployment. Oh, there's so many people saying they don't have jobs. I keep joking about this, by the way, as in, what does it take to set up a security firm? All you need are just jamas, you know. And there are certain regions which are known for this thing, you know. Just go with a bus. Yeah? Put guys in a bus. Bring them to Nairobi. Buy them uniform. Train them. Everything that involves security. And then just brand the whole thing and go and come to Nabo. Say, can I place one soldier there? You know. There is such, this unemployment is probably the biggest blessing we have for those guys who can use their mind to see the opportunity. I remember one of my lecturers in uni, ex-Iraqi, he writes on the newspapers. He challenged us when we were in uni. He said, by the time you're 30, you should have employed at least 10 people besides your house helps or house help. Imagine if all of us employed at least 10 people by the time you are 30. There would be so many job opportunities. So for me, those are the two ones that come to my mind immediately. Huge opportunity. Huge opportunity. You don't need capital to set up a security firm, honestly. You just need a bus to bring people and connections and bus fare and connections. Yeah. Solo?
Well, with regard to 2-3 quick opportunities, I echo Pius on that. Sales. What got me on my sales job, there's a gentleman and I highly recommend you guys search him, phenomenal speaker, advisor called Peter J. Daniels. I don't know if he's still alive. He was 75 when I first came across him. Australian billionaire. Reason I like him, because billionaires are like belly buttons these days. Everyone has or knows one. The reason I like Peter J. Daniels is because he's a Christian. He's built his wealth on Christian principles, which I find impressive in the world we live in today. He shared something about that, advising people in a setting where he was speaking. If you want to grow the muscles that will guarantee success in life, especially in business or entrepreneurship, find someone who has something they need to get sold that they can give to you on consignment, so it doesn't cost you anything. They give it to you, you sign somewhere, I've taken X number of these things, products, whatever. I'm going to sell them. When I sell them, this is how much of the revenue I keep, commission, whatever it is. Whatever I don't sell, I bring back so that your inventory is okay. Because it won't cost you anything and you can be out there on the streets immediately making money. And he recommended that you do that for at least 2 years. 2 years. Have the discipline to stay at it for 2 years. And then after 2 years, he said, you'll be ready for business. That was the worst advice I wanted to hear at the time. I was 27 years old. Lo and behold, a year later, I found myself in a sales job, just like he advised. And I was a fancy dress street hawker, smart circle, direct sales. We're selling discount coupon cards on the streets for restaurants, spas, all these types of businesses. By the time I left, it was almost exactly 2 years. And I promise you, any success I've had since then has been based on everything I learned during those 2 years. How to deal with rejection, working my territory properly, being disciplined to wake up early in the morning, achieving targets, being responsible for not achieving the targets. It was 100% commission based, so I only ate what I killed. That does things to you that nothing else will. So sales, find someone with a product that they need to sell, they can give you on consignment, and you're in business. Other thing I would recommend, something again Mr. Daniels recommended, I actually did this one intentionally as opposed to the sales one which I sort of stumbled into. He gave advice to start a window cleaning business, which I did. Get some water, soap, rag, whatever. Go to a nice neighborhood where people have some disposable income. A fancy neighborhood where they wouldn't call security on you because you look too dodgy, right? Again, appearance matters, how you present yourself. Knock on the door, step back, wait for them to open the door, introduce yourself. My name is Samantha. Cassandra. It'll stick. My name is Cassandra. I offer the best window cleaning services in Nairobi. With your permission, please allow me to clean your windows absolutely for free. It won't cost you anything. Who wouldn't want that? You need a ladder, obviously. Be safe. Assess what you need, right? Clean the windows. Do the best job. Tell them I'll even make sure your flowers are not disturbed, your grass is sour, whatever. Absolutely free. Do a good job. When you're done, ask them to come out. Are you happy with the job? 2 thumbs up. Thank you so much. Go to the neighbor. Knock on the door. Step back. Hi, my name is Cassandra. I offer the best window cleaning services in Nairobi. Just ask your neighbor, Mrs. Mwangi. She's very, very happy with her job.
Yeah.
I only charge 1,000 bob. What's Mrs. Mwangi gonna say? My windows have never been so clean in all my life. Right?
Yeah. And you did it for free.
No. The second one you charge.
Yeah.
The one you did for free is your referral.
Referral, yes.
And the proof is there. They can see your clean window.
Yes.
Right? And then
the price changed.
yes. So After the second one, go to the opposite side.
Yeah.
Same thing. My name is Cassandra, best window cleaning services in Nairobi. Just ask if Mrs. Mwangi and her neighbor over there. I've just cleaned their windows. They're very happy. It's only 1,000 bob. It's only 1,200 bob. Whatever. You'll feel the situation. And before you know it, you'll be cleaning the entire neighborhood's windows. And you're in business. And it will cost you very much, except for soap, a rag, a ladder. So to Pius's point, tons of opportunities. Just find where there's a problem, where there's a gap. And again, you can't be too choosy.
Yeah.
Have a coachable attitude. Nothing is too low for you. If that's the sort of attitude you have, you'll win in life. It doesn't matter. You know, some people, I went to Alliance High School. I was in an architecture school. I had to drop out. Cleaning windows is not what I planned for my life, but I did it. And before you knew it, I was making some pocket money. I didn't have to wait for mom and dad to send me money to buy toothpaste. I could go out for lunch. I learned valuable lessons, human interaction, the power of convincing another human being to consume a good or a service. I still use that today. So that would be my answer in terms of 2-3 things young people can do very quickly. Yeah.
Wow. That's not just an idea. That's a practical business you've just been given.
You can do it tomorrow.
You can do it right now.
My girlfriend at the time, she's still here. She's now my wife and mother of my 3 children. She's seated back there. She actually designed my logo. It was called Window Gleamers. Wow. Cost me nothing to do.
Zero capital.
Zero. Yeah.
Great. There was another question, right?
Oh yeah, there was a second question.
Which was?
What should we do with our money in our 20s and early 30s?
20s,
like the investment.
Yes,
options.
sorry, I forgot about that question. In your 20s and early 30s, I'll let Pius tie that up because his is A1. Save as much as you can. In your 20s, you have the least amount of responsibilities. I know it's difficult to believe because you're there now. I promise you. Yeah, I look at my 5-year-old today. He whines and complains about, I want to do something fun today. It's like the world is ending. I'm like, what I would give to be 5 years old. Well, my biggest worry is what fun thing am I doing today? Yeah. I feel the same way about people in their 20s, prospectively. Now is when you have time to make mistakes and recover from them. So don't be afraid of failure. Failure has been given a bad rap in all cultures, especially in ours. You know, the African culture punishes failure, which I find very twisted. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. So in your 20s, save aggressively, invest aggressively. And there's different things you can do to invest. One of the common things, and it's actually one of the reasons Pius and I are here, was that question. I really want to buy land from Goshen Acquisitions or Grand Acres, but I can't afford, and I don't want to buy from anyone else. Do you have anything I can afford? And I got tired of telling everyone that would call that way, we're sorry, we don't have anything for you. Let's talk when you're 35 and you're earning $1 million bobs a month. You know, we had to find a way to answer that cry. If you can't do investment on your own with your own income now, get together with other like-minded people. Again, this is where becoming an eagle matters. Get rid of the chickens in your life. Someone told me if I don't have 10 people in my contacts I can call now who by 5 p.m. will wire me $1 million shillings for an opportunity, I need to throw away my phone or burn it and make new friends. Harsh advice, but very true. So surround yourself with like-minded people. That's the one thing that's really worked for me, is the people in my circles. Later on, I'll share my own experience with Pius and the things we've been able to do together just out of that association. Like-minded individuals can unlock a lot of opportunities, and you pool your capital as opposed to waiting until you have enough of your own. And if that is still not enough, because land is an hard, immovable asset that is not easy to sell when you need to liquidate, issues around how much of my 100 bob should I put into land, how much should I put into liquid assets, how much should I put away under the mattress, how much, those questions, you need to get competent advice. And for that, I strongly recommend you speak to Nabo Capital. That's what they do in SE.
Yeah. I think just to add on to that, I think for me, if I was young like you, I would not be asking what I should invest in. I should be asking myself, why should I be investing? And that reminds me of a quote by Warren Buffett. He said, if you are not making money while you're sleeping, you're probably going to be working until you die. So when you're young, if I was young, again, okay, I'm young. But if I was young like you, at the beginning point of my career, the first problem I'll be trying to resolve is to free myself to work to pay bills. So, because when you're young, you don't have a lot of money. Your income power is low and will be increasing over time. Solo and I are probably in that life cycle where we call it, you're picking in your incomes in your 40s and going into your 50s. So at this point in time, you're getting smaller doses of income, and all of your income is really active. You've got to show up. So I would be investing so that I start making money that is passive, that it comes into my bank account without me showing up at work. And I've always reflected, if I did that when I got my first job, how much would I be earning in a month today? It's always somewhere minimum 3 million to 5 million a month. Passive income.
Passive means you sleep all day and you still get the bank notification.
Yeah. So tell me, if you are earning 3 to 5 million shillings a month without you showing up anywhere, where would you be? Maldives. And that gets you to a place which my own definition of retirement, which is when you get to do what you love to do every single day of the year. That's where Warren Buffett is. And that's where all of us aspire to be. And that ushers you into your next phase, which is your phase of living your purpose. You do what you love to do. You show up at Goshen not because you need to pay your bills, but because you really love how you impact on people through what you do at Goshen. You show up at Nabo Capital because you change people's lives, because you move people from active income to passive income. So if I was young again, at your age, I would make sure I live on passive income by the time I'm 30, maximum. And from there, it's all enjoying life and living my purpose. If my boss doesn't like me, I'll say, adios, see you somewhere else, maybe in the supermarkets, but not here.
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't need him to pay your bills. You don't need to be insulted by anyone. You don't need to be in the wrong environment. You don't need to be in a place where you're not celebrated. You understand? So buy your freedom early so that you can live your purpose. That's what I would look at, not what I invest in. Yeah. Don't go for kiosks. If you do anything that requires you to be present and you can't take a holiday for 6 months, then you're still employed, even though you're running your own kiosks. And that's the biggest challenge, even for us at our level. If Solo can be away from Goshen for 6 months and he still comes and finds a business that is running steadily, that's the best place to be. That's why you look at Jeff Bezos. He's taken vacation on the, these guys, they take space vacations. Richard Branson, he's seated somewhere in a meeting and he's told, the weather is conducive for the air balloon to take you somewhere. And he's like, guys, I love you, but this board meeting doesn't work out for me. He goes on an air balloon on an amazing trip. This life is about experiences. And you won't have experiences when you are doing a job. Yeah?
For survival,
A job is for survival. You will have experiences when you're doing your work, the work that you are meant to do, and you love to do. You'll have amazing, memorable experiences, and that's what makes life beautiful. So buy your freedom early.
Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Very.
This is Adam Turner. I'm from California, and thank you for the opportunity to come and experience who you guys are and meet you. And my question is, as an American looking for investment opportunities, in the West, we have heard many stories around the intricacies of deals on land in Africa. We recognize Kenya has tremendous investment opportunities. What insights can you share that can help Western investors seeking to invest in Kenya? It's understood Goshen and Grand Acres step-by-step land acquisition manual to help investors along their investment journey with land is an invaluable resource which helps investors along the way. Can you briefly talk about the importance of this trusted journey, walking an investor along the process, and who an investor may meet on their investment journey? My network in the West is in search of trusted sources in Kenya to present them with investment opportunities. Goshen has been instrumental in helping me to decide what I want to do in terms of investment. What strategies can be deployed for personalized experiences for investors which are in alignment with Noble Capital's and Goshen's portfolio of available assets. We'll leave it at that and think about that for a minute, and we only have 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's a great question, and thank you for coming from California.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to unpack there. I think the journey is the same whether you're a foreigner or a local. There's legal nuances to how to engage safely. That's the only difference, and certified professionals can help you navigate that. I know it can be murky even deciding who those are, but that's why we're here. We're happy to help, share our experiences and provide that service. So I would say that's an answer that requires a more personalized, longer conversation, which Ms. Van Veen will not allow us to do in 5 minutes. So happy to engage, and any insights from that we'll be happy to share with everyone else who's come today, in case you have Californians in your networks who are looking for these opportunities like Adam. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the only thing I can add is the underlying question of all your questions is, why invest in Africa? And it takes me to a trip I was doing in London, and I was seated next to the president of the debt division in Standard Bank, and he told me, Pius, I'm quoting him. He said, Pius, I started studying emerging markets in 1977, and he was telling me at the time his 2 kids were 19 years and 21, a son and a daughter. And his vision for them was them coming to work in Africa for one reason and one reason only. When he looked around Europe and other developed economies, he could hardly see any opportunity for them to make a difference. But when he looked at Africa, there were glaring gaps and such opportunity to make a difference. And that has been my experience in my 18-year journey within the Centum Group. Almost everything that we have touched, we made a difference. If you look at the Two Rivers project, just on the outskirts of town. When we were buying that land, we were buying an acre for 10 million shillings, and it was 100 acres, so we paid 1 billion shillings. We did master planning, and we broke ground, and we started building the largest mall in East and Central Africa. And by the time we were done, 4 years into the project, the value of land had moved from 10 million per acre to 150 million shillings per acre. We had to buy a piece of land just adjacent that was being sold by one of our neighbors, and we had to cough 150 million shillings for an acre of land. It
was your own fault, man.
And we are the ones who caused the value uplift. So that's when you just think, when you think about internally, the people who made the money, we made the money, the neighborhood, the community made insane money. There were people in the neighborhood, Ruaka, who had never seen 100,000 shillings. And suddenly they were sitting on quarter acres, an acre, and it was going for almost $1 million. And I mean, the ones who sold us, I've had testimonies, some of them just lost it. They had never seen that kind of money. And for me, that's really what excites me about the space we are in. Yes, there are many challenges. Yes, it's not straightforward. But yes, if you just work with the terrain and you work with trusted partners like ourselves, like Grand Acres, you will make such a huge difference. I mean, I go to Nanyuki, I can tell you this place, Solomon was here, just by looking at the beacons. He's got the most unique beacons in, I mean, you've transformed the idea of a beacon in an entire location, and changed our mindset of how a beacon should look like. So it's the best place to be here. We really love this continent. I love the other places too, but I'd prefer to be going to Europe and America to travel and enjoy myself. But my home is here, and this is where I would want to invest and make a difference.
Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to this conversation and being a part of it if you're watching. And to our live audience members, we're so grateful that you'd make time. You guys add a different energy to this conversation, and we're so grateful that you would make yourselves available. If you have any comments or questions that you want to share about this episode or the upcoming one, please do so in the comments below on whatever platform that you're watching.
And we still have some more for you. There is a juicy topic that we're just about to discuss.
God help us.
God help us. Maneuvering relationships in your 20s. We'll be talking about platonic friendships and other kinds of relationships. And we can't wait to have that conversation. This is Pius Muchiri.
I'm Solomon Wangwe, and keep watching the tea.